Hello to you all. This is an introduction of African economy. The continent of Africa is blessed and full of natural resources, as from the north to the south and the east to the west. For mineral resources in one hand, there are diamonds, gold, iron ore, bauxite, aluminium, uranium, phosphate, and many others. On the other hand, there are varieties of agricultural produce and fertile soil. As for tourism, it is full of wildlife, sea creatures, beautiful landscape, woodland, deep forests, waterfalls, lakes, running water from hills to the valleys, the wonderful sea view, the cloud, the snow, the rainbow reflecting on the mountain from end to end, the inactive volcanic mountains, the sand dune, the desert, and the semi-arid areas. You may find all these natural resources in the continent of one race Africa. But yet, the Africans are dying of hunger, drought, malnutrition, immigrating to other continents for survival. If the question is to be answered, who are responsible for the impoverishment of African economy? Let us look into the economy of each one of the countries in Africa. Then you may give your opinion if wish. The world is part of Africa, and Africa is part of the world we live in. Do not destroy the wonders and beauties of our only beloved earth. Thank you so much. Economy of Cape Verde. Cape Verde's notably economic growth and improvement in living conditions, despite a lack of natural resources, has gained international recognition, with other countries and international organizations often providing development aid. Since 2007, the UN has classified it as a developing nation rather than a least developed country. Cape Verde has few natural resources. Only 5 of the 10 main islands, Santiago, Santo Antão, São Nicolau, Fogo, and Brava, normally support significant agricultural production, and over 90% of all food consumed in Cape Verde is imported. Mineral resources include salt, pozzolana, a volcanic rock used in cement production, and limestone. Its small number of wine growers making Portuguese-style wines have traditionally focused on the domestic market, but have recently met with some international approval. A number of wine tours of Cape Verde's various microclimates began to be offered in spring 2010 and can be arranged through the tourism office. The economy of Cape Verde is service-oriented, with commerce, transport, and public services accounting for more than half of its gross domestic product. Although a high percent of the population lives in rural areas, agriculture and fishing contribute only about 9% of the GDP. Light manufacturing accounts for most of the remainder. Fish and shellfish are abundant, and small quantities are exported. Cape Verde has cold storage and freezing facilities and fish processing plants in Mindelo, Praia, and in Salm. expatriates Cape Verdeans contribute an amount estimated at about 20% of GDP to the domestic economy through remittances. In spite of having few natural resources and being semi-desert, the country claims the highest living standard in the region and has attracted thousands of immigrants of different nationalities. Since 1991, the government has pursued market-oriented economic policies, including an open welcome to foreign investors and a far-reaching privatization program. It established as top development priorities the promotion of a market economy and of private sector, the development of tourism, light manufacturing industries and fisheries, and the development of transport, communications, and energy facilities. In 2011, on 4 islands, a wind farm was built that supplies about 30% of the electricity of the country. It is one of the top countries for renewable energy.